Some parts of this episode may not be suitable for some, really most. Let's be honest, all viewers, especially our parents. But rest assured that any consensual use of foul language, be they about humans, superheroes, or other, are very real, harmed no one, and in fact caused a lot of emotional turmoil before leaving the episode. Please, content and trigger warning are going to this episode.
Soldier Boy takes the Benz and he hurls it through our house like a fucking freight train. It missed me by about 6 inches. But my grandpa, one minute he was there, and then he wasn't. And I woke him up. I put him in that spot.
That is not your fault.
That's when this whole OCD shit started. I mean, I don't understand it. All I know is that if I didn't check the burners 3 times a night, Soldier Boy would come back and kill the rest of us. But I'm still that kid. Still getting up in the middle of the night, checking the burners. Because if I don't, Soldier Boy's gonna come back. And he's gonna kill my family. I gotta get this motherfucker out of my head. And end this. Or it'll end me.
Hello and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast. And welcome to our 90th episode, hosted on the 70th annual and final Herogasm. Today we're going to be talking about the 6th episode of The Boys Season 3. And joining me today, to avoid all these love sausages flying around, I hear that they're so good at cunnilingus. They just gobble the vagina. It's Robert and Liam!
Yo. Thanks for that introduction. You know the vibes. I'm here to, eat all of that straight up.
Yeah, so join us next week when I'll have a series of Robert and Liam's ex-girlfriends to confirm if that's true. But
Ooh.
Liam, how have you been? It's been a while since you've been on the podcast.
Hey, man. I've been all right, man. I've missed it, but I'm good to be back.
Yeah.
I think I missed the intro. I think I missed the beginning, man. I was devastated. The first episodes of The Boys, I was really excited for that unfortunate turn of events.
It's fine. You're here now. That's all that matters. Robert, you're on the... Was that episode 4 or 5?
No, episode 4, actually.
4.
I think it was 4.
Spoke about that with James, and you guys talk about your love for milk and your milkman attributes. That's fine. That's good. We're a hashtag all-inclusive podcast.
I mean, Jibs did teach me how to be a milkman, so word to him.
Wow. Yeah, okay, guys, before we go into this big episode of this podcast, obviously, as always, if you're new to this podcast, please rate and review us on whatever platform you're listening on, be it Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And if you're listening on any other podcast platform, you can just follow us. That way you get notified when we have new episodes up. Speaking of episodes, we have some episodes earlier on The Boys Season 3. I've been discussing Miss Marvel with Farida and Mo on the first episode, so please check that out. We might have a Stranger Things episode coming up in the next few weeks, probably. We'll definitely have a Thor episode. We're definitely going to have an episode on The Boys season finale, so please check out for all of those and subscribe so that you get notified for all of that. Okay, let's talk about The Boys. So, guys, this is The Boys Season 3, Episode 6, titled Herogasm, written by Jessica Chu and directed by Nelson Craig. Let's just start with Herogasm. Let's talk about Herogasm first, and then we can go into the actual episode. Liam, did you know anything about Herogasm going on? Did you know, the comics? Did you even know what the title was about?
No. It wasn't until I did my research after, I was like, oh, all right, cool, let me... And then I see that it was kind of like copied from the comics, and I was like, yeah.
Although apparently, obviously, the comics, I think there's some storylines that they just couldn't do in the episode. I think in the comics, there's a line where Soldier Boy and Homelander have sex. I think there's a point where I think it might be Noah forces Huey to go down on him or something like that. Yeah, but obviously those wouldn't have worked in terms of like...
Yeah, it's mad graphics. Still,
they wouldn't have worked in terms of where the story is. Like why is Homelander and Soldier Boy having sex? That doesn't make sense. Robert, did it meet your expectations?
I think it exceeded them, I can't lie. Because I was like, this is going to be some... I thought, when, what's his name? The Deep walks in, and like the first time he sees it, he's like, this is Herogasm. That's all we're going to get, and the rest of it is just going to be like Soldier Boy coming in. And
have you watched this show?
Yeah, but then I thought again, so when they then come in again, it was just going to be like a glimpse across the room. But they went across the room and you see everything going on. And yeah, that was a lot. There was so much happening in that. I think if you watch it again, you start noticing different things that you didn't even see. And then when you watch it again, there's more stuff that you didn't see. Even the first 2 times, yeah.
So speaking of noticing things you didn't see, I'm just going to say you guys some things that like were said off screen that I caught, like I had subtitles on in my rewatch. So a female superhero, as Jim says, come on my hump. A male superhero says, you melted my cock ring. Then you hear a woman in the background like exclaim, "Oh my God, you're stretching powers." Then obviously when MM has all that cum disposed on him, like the guy off screen goes, "Lick it up, you brown yummy bear," which coincidentally is what Robert asked all his girlfriends to say to him.
No.
They call him brown yummy bear.
I wish.
Jesus,
take note now. That's what my name should be from now on. But to be fair, when that happened, I thought of a friend of ours who loves the phrase.
Yeah, that's not interesting. I'm not putting that in the podcast. I know I put an explicit tag, but let's calm down.
So word to a friend.
No, I'm not.
Nameless.
That's going to be bleed. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time on Herogasm because I want to make heaven. So, like, Termite didn't learn anything. That's what we're just assuming. Like, Termite just blows up and you're like, oh, okay. You didn't learn anything from killing that guy in episode 1. Anyway.
Can I just say about Termite? Then?
Yeah.
Why was he sticky? Like, was he inside a woman or inside? Was he inside the woman on the chair?
Probably inside the woman.
Interesting.
Like, most likely. Like,
that was a lot, man. That was a lot of
juice. Do you want me to explain to you how babies are made?
Yes, please, because I used to think they...
Okay, I'll do it off air.
Thank you.
Anything on Herogasm you want to say, Liam?
No, I wanted to talk more about the episode.
Okay.
I don't really know too much about Herogasm. There's just a lot going on.
Okay. Okay, so now let's go. Herogasm aside, like I said, I think this is a really good... I actually think this might be one of the best episodes we've ever done. Maybe the best episode we've ever done. I think it's a status quo altering episode.
It's up there. I liked the last episode, season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The fight, yeah. Yeah, I think this is, like I said, it's a status quo altering episode. Like, there's a lot of things that change and in a way that rarely happens in the middle of a season. But I think there's probably only one place to start. But before that, just quickly, I think I won't spend too much time on it, but I think Noah fucking off is just so hilarious. Like, once he finds out that Soldier Boy is back, he's like, yeah, I'm gone. Like, it's just takes out his chip and goes. And I'm just like, this is like, that was just hilarious to me.
That rattled me because you know how Noir is as a person. Like, well, no one knows how he is, but he's about his job, innit?
Yeah.
The moment you notice his Soldier Boy is back, he's like, all right.
Yeah, he's like, I'm
and that's new. Like, no one's seen that side to him. Like, oh, right, he's not on it. Like, Noir's on anything. Like.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's like, yeah, no, it's, it was just like, because when I was like, oh, wait, is he like maybe going to meet Soldier Boy? Maybe he has a plan. And I just realized that he's fucking up. I was like, oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, he's not about that.
And I think that's what actually rattled Homelander as well. Because, like, Homelander's like, rah, like, for Noir to run away, maybe this guy is actually, like, Soldier Boy is actually that guy. And word to Jensen Ackles as well. Plays it very well.
Okay.
Supernatural fan over here.
Like,
Jensen Ackles, he's that guy.
I saved you, Annie. Jesus Christ, all I want is to save you.
You keep saying that, but I don't need you to save me.
Right, God forbid I help you because I always have to be the weak one. The one you have to rescue. You always have to be the strong one. You always have to be so much stronger than me.
I thought that you didn't care about that. I mean, on our first date, you said that it didn't bother you.
I know. But it does. Sometimes. A little.
I thought the drugs had fucked you up, Huey, but this is you. This is all you.
Okay, should we start with the quintet of Huey, Annie, Butcher, MM? Maybe it's a sextuple if you add Homelander and Soldier Boy. Let's start with Huey and Annie, because I think that's probably a good place to start.
Yeah.
I like the fact that earlier in the episode, Annie, I think she says it to MM about how Huey is not himself right now, with the whole idea that like V makes you a bad person or everything. And then obviously later she realizes what
This season's been so interesting
Mhm.
because you're literally seeing like the juxtaposition between season 1 and season 3, how these humans don't like the idea of these like having power, but now that they have power, they're loving it in a sense. Like, you know, Butcher's saying he don't like it, but deep down he loves having this power. Like Huey is absolutely loving it, especially knowing from where he's come from and where his ex-girlfriend was killed by a suit to now, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, raw. Maybe this power thing, you should have thought about it differently now that you have it, kind of.
But I think it's like, if you one's two things. I think it's if you can't beat them, 100% join them. But two, it's
Yeah, but then MM will be like,
that.
where's the line?
I respect that 100%. I respect that.
Where do you draw the line?
yeah. But then it's like what Homeland, not Homelander. It's what Butcher says, where he's like, with great power comes 100% certainty for you to become a downright cunt. And they take it on the chin, and they're like, yeah, we're ready for it. So they're ready to do whatever it takes, quote unquote. And I guess in doing that, they just become cunts, and then they just enjoy having the power.
Well,
I said cunt twice, 3 times now. I'd stop.
Yeah, I don't think I would say it again in this episode, just so you didn't want to says the word throughout the episode.
Please say it. So my parents, I'm sorry.
No, trust me, your parents clocked out a long time ago. I mean, look, I think the thing is that it's not like the power. I think what the point is, and which is kind of what Butcher was probably maybe missing, was that it's not as if the V or the power made them that. They just amplified it. They were already that person, and then it's just like, for Huey, he was already this like
Butcher was always a cunt.
Yeah, fully.
Which is, I think, nobody is like surprised by Butcher's actions. That this is all within Butcher. Like Annie was surprised that Huey did, because she thought it was making him a different person. But then when they have that conversation by the car, she's like, "Oh, you were always this person. You just didn't have the power to like actually enact upon it, to actually do something about it. Like you were always this insecure, fragile, toxic, masculine person, and it's just like now that you have the power, you can kind of step on someone's neck." So it's interesting because like Annie, to me, is probably the only intrinsically good person on the show.
Yeah,
like everything about her is she just wants to do the right thing and help people and actually use her powers like an actual superhero. And it's like her powers did not make her like it can't. It was just that. She was just, like her powers made her. If anything, her powers amplified what was already good in her. So I think it's like, which is it's probably a very nihilistic view of the world the show has. Which might be fair because we live in a terrible world. Just like everyone is terrible, and then when you get power,
you
become more terrible, right? It's like it's like how every show you watch that involves a god or gods, they are always terrible people, because like the idea is that you can't have that kind of power and not be a terrible person, like because everything is just within your reach and within your control and within your power.
But I think just based on that as well, which is interesting, which is why I love you writers. Like you guys just have your way of just dropping these things in. But Kimiko says that during the episode, she's like, I thought it was the V that made me the monster,
Mhm.
but I'm actually just the monster. The monster is me. And it's like what we say about Frankenstein. Like knowledge is knowing that knowledge is knowing that Frankenstein wasn't the monster, but wisdom is knowing that he was. So stay woke.
Explain. You can't just say that and not explain.
You just drop some
Just say you
random
can
random quotes and then just let it come
You just
out.
leave it there for people to
Yeah,
think.
just like let them think about that. Think about that.
It's not an explaining one.
Yeah, you just think like let it just course through your brain.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I was going to talk about the Kimiko and Frenchie thing. I might talk about it when we get to them as well. But yeah, it's like it's a kind of a theme that runs through the episode. Is like, am I already a monster, or did V make me a monster? And you can see like Kimiko. They probably did, but I can't remember. They probably explained like how. I think she was trained. She did undergo training. She's not one of the VOD heroes.
She was conditioned, trained to be a monster.
Yeah.
She was taken away.
Yeah, you see how when she escapes the cops, like she obviously doesn't have powers, but she still like handles herself. She takes care of herself. She fights this man off in ways that you're like, oh, okay, you're someone that like you're not. The V did not just make you. And I'm not saying I don't think she's a bad person. I definitely don't think she's a monster.
No,
but like as in the V didn't make you. Everything that happened was not the V. It was like some of it was in you as well, either through training or indoctrination. But like some of it was like the V. Essentially, the V leaving you does not just automatically absolve you of your sins or automatically make you a good person. Or
I don't think she's a monster. I think she was conditioned and trained to be a monster, which doesn't just leave you straight away as soon as there's no V. You know what I mean? But obviously we have been seeing last few episodes the good side. Even I think coming to the end of season 2, the size of Kimiko that is just human, is pure.
I like Kimiko. We could talk about Kimiko.
I'll say she's probably one of the nicest members.
Yeah.
She's out here wants to go on rides and chase butterflies and all of this nonsense. Like I'm like crazy.
But
she was in a camp just killing people not too long ago. You know what I mean?
But I think Kimiko actually enjoys it sometimes though. Because the actual killing of people, and we see that in this episode where she literally is driving that nail.
I don't think she's enjoying that.
She's not enjoying it,
I don't
but
think she enjoys it.
It takes over her to some degree because of her training, because of her background.
Yeah,
it's in her. Like there's that violence in her, and it takes over her.
Yeah. It's been trained, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's just trained.
And she just wants to make sure you're dead, make sure you're gone. But I think within that. I think that's the power of her that makes her the monster. Because yes, she's not enjoying it, but her training has pushed her to the level where she has to do that, and like she has to get that done. So yes, you're not enjoying it, but you're still doing it. So yeah, you're a bit of a monster. I love Kimiko. Like for disclaimer here, I'm not some guy who's just like saying you've been through a horrible childhood, so. You
don't like Asian women.
Wow.
Jesus.
Agendas. I speak Cantonese. Let people know now.
Don't say that. That's like saying I have a black friend. What does that mean?
Wait, do you actually speak Cantonese?
He doesn't even.
Yeah, I actually do.
Okay.
Don't.
I have to bleep that out.
You can't. Because I speak Cantonese.
Anyway, before we go to Frenchie and Kimiko. So. I mean, Homelander, I think this might be the first time we get like a visual representation of Homelander's like insecurities. And like we know he's insecure, we know he goes through we know
not the first time. We've known.
No, I mean in we know, but I don't know if had a visual like the way we see it in the mirror, like with what is actually going on in his head and the fact that there are two Homelanders fighting in that head. Neither of them is good. I'm not saying like it's good and bad, like they're both terrible, but like there's one that is a bit insecure. I'm not sure if he can fight Soldier Boy and is a bit worried that Noah just like fucked up like that. But then there's the Homelander that we see on the plane or the Homelander that we see on the roof when Stormfront dies. Like that's the Homelander that's like, what are you talking about? I'm the god. We have absolute power. We should like control everyone. We should have everyone on our feet. And it's nice to see that. I had a guest earlier in the week that spoke about how she feels like she loves Homelander, but she feels like maybe they might be getting to. There's a lot of
who loves Homelander?
Not like Homelander is babe, but just like Homelander. Like she likes Homelander as a character.
I mean,
if
you had this powers, would you be Homelander, Liam?
Impossible. Homelander is he's a nasty man. He's actor plays his role to a T because he actually makes me feel like, yo, this guy, he's there's so much wrong with him.
Mhm.
Like from a mental side of it, imagine being that strong. Imagine having Superman, but with mental health issues. Myth. Forget it.
The thing is that I think it goes back to the nihilistic view of maybe of the world. The things that most people in this world, if you grew up as Homelander, you are more likely to be Homelander than Superman.
Yeah.
Like you're more likely to be the person that is just like
that likes milk.
No.
But then that's on Vought. I don't know what they thought they could control.
Well,
I mean, raised him like a man.
They were for a while.
They were for a while, yeah.
Stanega had
like a madman, and you think he won't turn on you.
Yeah.
But I think you're right though.
That's like people when they try to own lions. They try to have those babies.
That's true. That's very true. Once it gets that first taste of blood, you're done.
Yeah, you just think that the lion won't turn on you one day because you raised as a cub. You're mad. Good luck.
What are you going to say, Robert?
No, I was going to say it's true what you say though in terms of Homelander and the first how we see him in this episode. I think it's the side of him that you see. I think the side of him that's actually talking to the mirror is actually a good side of him.
Good is a very, very strong word.
I think he's like Kimiko. He is.
Homelander, do not
argue this out until I'm done.
This makes no sense. Do not even do this.
Can I actually just say it? Because I think he just wants to be loved, and he just wants to love. Kimiko is slightly different. She wants to show love. She likes love. She likes seeing love.
She wants to be loved.
Kimiko has never had a choice in her actions.
Homelander hasn't had a choice.
What are you talking about? Homelander could have saved those people on the plane, but he was like, it's too much stress to keep on going up and down.
I mean...
Wait, are we forgetting the girl?
Do you fly?
Homelander made that girl jump off the building. What are you talking about? Are you actually about to die on this hill?
He didn't make her. She was annoying him.
Like, and he told her to jump.
Wait. Sorry.
Man said he was annoying. Wow.
Let me actually...
Imagine,
please take that. Let me actually take this back. I said the side of Homelander that's talking to the mirror, not the side of Homelander that is in the mirror. That guy is the guy that everyone sees.
There is no good side of Homelander.
But the side of Homelander that drinks milk, that like wants his mommy and daddy, that chills, like that is craving for something.
I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
I think that's the side of Homelander that is like...
I'm not going to say that's a good side.
Exactly. Like, it's an insecure side, which I said. It's not a good side.
It's not a bad side.
Why is it not a bad side?
I think it's a neutral side.
Insecurity does not make
you... He's a grown man.
Like, insecurity does not make you less of a bad person.
Yeah, but he's a grown man.
If that's the case, then almost every serial killer or psychopath out there is not that bad.
You're going to talk about their background.
Now you're taking it far. That's not what I said. Wow. Now you guys are making it seem like I'm trying to romanticize serial killers.
No, but it sounds like it, though. It sounds like
it. But you are like, the point is that, like, because there's an insecure side doesn't mean it's a good side. That side is far from good.
Disclaimer, please. I do not represent my company that I work for. So,
do you think that side has any remorse for any of the actions that he's...
No way.
I don't know what you're thinking because he obviously does not.
No,
I think he does. Like,
he doesn't lose sleep about nothing.
The only thing he's worried about is that soldier might be able to kill him. That's the only thing he's worried about in that instant.
No, but then that side of him is worried about the fact that should I have actually taken over? Should I have? He's
yes, for selfish reasons. That if I did take over, then maybe Stan will be able to handle this.
Yes,
not about like what are you talking about?
Actually, okay, I see the point now. Yes, okay, he wants love for himself, and he actually cares about, because it's even in the room, in the security room, where he's like, I'm finished, I'm done for.
Yeah, exactly.
Where he's like, oh, this is going to end me. He's actually always just thinking about himself. But I think the difference with Kimiko, she thinks about other people. So I actually take that back.
I cannot believe you tried to compare. You know what, Liam? Thank you that you and I were able to save this our brother in Christ, because like I can't believe you tried to compare Kimiko.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let you have that one.
If we didn't argue with you, that would have been you just have to deactivate your Twitter and Instagram.
Please cut that out.
No, of course not.
No, you have to hold that.
You actually have to hold that. At least you can just say it again that you've learned your mistake.
I've learned from this, and I've progressed the same way A-Train learns. And you know what?
I don't even.
When you paint it that way, I'm sorry.
Do we think A-Train learned? I mean, we'll get to A-Train in a second. But let me just... Okay, so...
Going back to my roots.
So, it's going back to the roots of his roots.
I don't even want to say he learned. You know.
No, wait, we'll get to
Nah.
A-Train. Don't worry, we'll get to A-Train. We'll get to A-Train. So before we finish this, Homelander, MM, Huey, Butcher, all that area. I think, first of all, I think I've realized that, or I assume that, like, once you take V, it comes in like a baseline of super strength. I think every hero has like some version of super strength.
That's so weird. I wrote that down as well.
Did you?
I
Yeah,
actually
that's
did
fine. Yeah.
because when Huey punches A-Train,
Yeah.
A-Train's like,
How did
what?
you do
Like,
that?
how did you do that? And I'm like, he just punched you. Like, surely that shouldn't have affected you. But then I thought back because there was an episode where Huey actually punched MM like earlier and nothing happened. And I think Huey broke his arm or something.
Yeah, but even for Huey, because obviously he kills that guard when he
And goes through him.
teleports
That's
through
very
him.
true
Yeah.
as well.
But I can't remember who was it. There was some that hero I saw. Just like, okay, I just think
I think it was Starlight.
maybe just like, oh, you guys just have like, I think once you're a hero, you just have like a baseline of super strength.
Yeah.
Like obviously for people like Homelander, it's a bit more. But I think like you're just stronger than everybody else. Like it's not like, for example, the Flash is not strong.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like he's not
Yeah.
physically like strong. But I think in this V just gives everybody like minimum level, which means could like
Love Sausage be strong.
no, Jesus Christ, we've left that. Stop, remove your brain from that. I mean, he probably has a very strong Love Sausage.
I mean, that stuff opened the door. Like,
Yeah,
that
so,
stuff is
like-
strong. That stuff
And it wasn't
moves,
like
though.
it was like at a resting stage. So no, I just think of Victoria Newman if she might have like an extra bit of like extra
That's
level
actually true.
of physical strength.
She doesn't really need it.
But also, I think I wonder what's because I don't know if this was just random, but there are some shots of Jensen Ackles, Soldier Boy looking at when Huey and Butcher were shooting up, and also kind of looking at when Butcher and Homelander were doing their whole laser contest. I don't know, like, what would they look like? Is it even possible if like Soldier Boy shoots up V? Because Soldier Boy is not like, to me, he's Captain America. He's like a bit more extra strength than everybody else, and like he doesn't have any actual power.
They boosted him.
Yeah.
But like he doesn't have any superpowers. What is his superpowers?
There was something different. Oh, he's this thing though. He's very durable. That's the.
Oh yeah, he
difference
doesn't
between him.
die. He
Yeah,
doesn't age
die.
rather,
And
which
he
is
doesn't age.
which
So
is
he's
kind
like
of
Captain
like
America
Cap.
plus Wolverine.
Because Cap doesn't age. But Cap ages very slowly.
But then you can't if you shoot Cap in his head.
Nah, he
kill him.
doesn't.
To be fair, yeah, he doesn't. They said bullets don't kill. Yeah, a bullet will kill Cap. But
Yeah.
bullets don't kill.
Because
Soldier
they
Boy.
shot this guy with an AK-47 in his mouth.
Okay, yeah. So bullets. Okay,
bro.
so durability
Yeah, and then
and strength
yeah, but I think he has healing as well.
is not the durability.
He has,
Yeah.
I think he has healings. Yeah.
He doesn't have like any other fancy powers. He doesn't have like laser eyes. He can't fly. Can't even doesn't look like he can jump.
No, that guy's. But I think his strength is quite high though.
Yeah, but I don't think he's home. I don't think he can carry a house.
No, he can't. He flipped a car. He sent a
Yeah,
car
a
through.
car
MM.
is a car heavier than a house.
Depends on the house.
Cap can carry a car.
Can
Cap, yeah, Cap did the helicopter in Civil War.
Yeah, but so did Dwayne Johnson in that movie.
Oh Lord.
I wonder if it's possible. Is it a thing if like Soldier Boy shoots up V? Does he get like extra powers? That would be. I don't know if that's a thing that maybe it's happened in the comics. Maybe it didn't happen in the comics. But like, is there a thing that could happen? Like, what happens when an established hero then gets some temp V? What happens then?
I think Soldier Boy does it though.
It does get boosted a little bit, but
Yeah.
remember from A-Train, might be something to mess them up because it messed up A-Train's heart.
Actually,
But then,
no, wait, because
what Liam just said, yeah.
A-Train was shooting up V to make himself faster
Yeah.
in seasons 1 and 2. So maybe that's what Soldier Boy does. Maybe he decides to go
I don't
somewhere.
even think it was to make him fast. I think it was to keep his speed. That it was because remember, I think he was losing speed. He was getting slower.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it was just to get it back to the level. I don't know how much. I don't know if it gives it more or it just keeps it at the level. I don't know, but from learning from A-Train, the team can mess up your heart and kill you.
Yeah.
But okay,
like-
so what were you gonna say?
No, but I think Soldier Boy does do it though. Like he will. I think he will eventually do it because he already has a drug problem. My man saw benzodiazepine. Like, he calls it.
You call it a problem. He calls it a lifestyle.
No. That's a problem. For you to what? Come back from Russia after how many years, and the first thing that you want
Well,
is
they didn't have his
pennies.
Oriental sauce, and that's all he wanted. The man just wanted this. He was like, what, for obvious reasons. The reasons are in the name as to why we can't continue this brand. Okay, so I obviously mentioned earlier about how I thought this was like a status quo altering episode, and I think just within the boys alone, at this point, like it's difficult to see how and Butcher get back on the same page. It's like these guys are like so. The moment Butcher uses his powers against it's like you're one of them at this point. Like you're no longer like you're no longer a boy, you're a soup, and it's like what happens then? The same thing with Huey and Annie. Like you just feel like they're on planets apart at this point. Like, and I think no
For me, MM annoys me because I love but I think he's so in his way with his revenge for his family with Soldier Boy that he's not even thinking. The guy will get himself killed. Like,
yeah, but that's nice though. Because that's the way Annie was able to pull him back from the ledge this episode. Like, as in, he was obviously there, but Annie was like, "Look, people, we need your help here. Like, we need you to be a good person and save lives, and you need to let Soldier Boy go at this point." Like, he was at the point where he was putting up fists against Soldier Boy. Like, what were you going to do?
I thought he was Muhammad Ali, man.
Like,
He was like, "Oh, put my fist up."
But then also in his eyes, you could see that he knew he was about to die. Just like, I'm just not going to die.
Exactly. Like,
cowering. If I'm going to fight you, I'm going to die fighting
man.
you.
At this point, sometimes just be on Butcher's vibe and be like, yeah, cool, your thing's making sense, because maybe and wait to get Soldier at the end after, because bro, you're ready to die for your legacy before, your family before. Bro, you got a family now, bro.
Yeah. But I think this episode, though, you actually realize why it's so deep for him. It's because of he feels like it's his fault. He feels like, and it wasn't really his family, it was just his granddad that died, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it also dramatically changed the chemical balance of his brain. Like, he now has OCD because of it. Like, he's like a different person. It's like literally like in that moment, was split.
Yeah.
Marvin was split, and then the old died, and then this guy just became the OCD tortured person. Like, it's literally his origin story. So yeah.
Which makes sense, because in his head now, things have to be where they are for a reason, because his granddad, he brought his granddad to where he was not meant to be. And then that's how he ended up dying. And I think I kind of empathize with him quite a lot, because for me, I think it's a thing that I can see that I feel like it's my fault. I feel like I've put them there. I feel like I have to make up for it somehow. I have to get the revenge for it. And yeah, cool. Everyone says that, like, at the end when you get it, it's
him and Huey are the same though.
Him and Huey.
Yeah, Huey's his whole girl got slaughtered in front of him.
Well, is willing to draw a line and stick to that line.
But then Huey's different, because Huey's not ready to kill A-Train. Huey doesn't, like, Huey will see A-Train and it's on sight. It's like, I'm going to fight you. But he wouldn't kill A-Train.
Or is that because he never had the power to kill A-Train?
But even now that he has the power in that room, he wants to fight, and he wants to prove that I'm a big man now. But when it comes to killing A-Train, he won't kill him. This guy saved A-Train's life.
If Huey didn't have a new girlfriend, he would have tried to kill A-Train.
I can't believe you just said if Huey was on the streets.
But let's keep it real. His new girlfriend's badder than his old one, innit? So he's happy.
Was his ex black?
Yeah,
Liam?
Yeah. I think you messed up a bit.
What would Dr. Omar think of that, Liam?
No, but obviously she didn't have powers.
Oh, she didn't have. Oh, so it's the powers. Okay, fair enough.
Powers in that universe is different. Obviously, if you're asking me, I'm not taking Annie over his. But I'm just saying, for Huey.
Liam said, if you're asking me, as an African man,
it's Robin all the way.
But what he likes as a Caucasian young, that's his bag, innit? Superhero.
His mind, he was slumming it with the black woman. Now he's found a white blonde superhero.
Oh, 100. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I'm not gonna bag me with that one. Yeah, never. As soon as you said Dr. Umar, I was like, yeah, safe. Let me redeem myself right now.
You got your flashback. No.
Right now.
But also, like, I mean, speaking about status quo altering, Homelander knows about Butcher having powers. Like, even to an extent, Adrian will get to him, but Adrian knows that Huey has powers. Like people, like Homelander knows that this is happening. I assume he'll go and talk to Maeve about like what happened, what did she do with Witcher, how does Witcher have powers? But like it's like things have changed. Like the entire like the fabric of their fight is different now. It's no longer like Homelander is on alert now because he almost died or something which almost happened to him. If there were maybe one or two more superheroes in that room, he would have died. Like so, like I think it's just the episode is just like it's not. Every episode is good, I think, at this point. Like, and but this one just really just changes the structure of like if it was the season finale, I won't be surprised.
Yeah,
Because like
it gave me
this season is
finale
done.
vibe.
Let's go into the next. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like this just really just changes the whole
Like,
fabric
now
of the
they
show.
tell us we got 2 more. We're like, right.
I mean, I think most importantly, that video that Annie posted in the episode is like, it's a middle finger to Homelander, it's a middle finger to Vought. It's like, and you get the point, like even from our discussion with Newman, you get the idea that like, she's like, okay, look, you know what, at this point, I'm not gonna like compromise who I think I am to,
For your ideals.
yeah, like if it means I die doing what I think is right, then fair enough. Like, and
Yeah, Annie has to be on her toes now, though.
yeah, Annie is like, she's actually the only superhero. She's actually the only hero on the show. She's the only person that like, that could fit in to like a DC world or a Marvel world or whatever. She's the only person that's like actually a good hero and wants to actually just save people. It's actually, yeah, it's
What's
yeah.
her actual power though? Is it just like using lights as energy?
Yeah. Can I just say that I feel like
I think so.
she's very unfair. She's very unlucky, rather. Like, it's like, she takes so long to boot up. Like, Newman was like, don't bother because I'll kill you before you kind of like even do anything.
Yeah, like
I'm just like, I feel bad for the girl.
I was
feel
I was
bad.
going to say it's.
I
Like,
wish she
her
had. I wish
power-
she was stronger, man.
Yeah, her power is
I do wish
is
she was
not very
stronger.
good.
She can get got.
And Newman, though, please, can we talk about how Newman was trying to pass an education bill using Annie's 175 million Instagram followers? Like, come on, man.
just, like,
Focus. She doesn't lack focus. She knows what she wants to do and she gets it done. I like Newman. She's very focused.
Look at who you like. I can't she's like,
She's out here trying to help little girls go to school, man.
yeah, after killing people in Congress.
They were
what?
making like fake videos of
You know
her
what?
doing some
Doing
extravagant
what?
things
With who?
with random people,
No.
animals and stuff.
Oh, you don't know who it was. I wanted you to say it.
Who was it?
Oh, with Bin Laden.
Was it Bin Laden?
Yeah, she was like, they're sending around videos of me going down on Bin Laden.
Yeah, they deserve that. 100% they deserve that shit.
Yeah, no, but I'm very interested to see like what the outcome is or the fallout of the video that Annie posted. I don't know, because we've got to the point where this is another version of the plain video, right? This is the point where everybody knows Homelander is a terrible person. So now does Homelander just like go fuck it and literally destroy the entire world, like they said, scorched earth. Like what happens next? Like I'm just really excited to know what happens next week. Yeah, should we talk about? Or do you have any other points on that part before we move on to our brother who's finding his roots?
I just think one, fair play to Homelander, man. I think he's probably the strongest superhero then. Because for Soldier Boy not to leave a single, Homelander was like, fair enough, you had me for 4 minutes.
Let's talk about that fight, actually. I mean, again, Homelander is OP. Homelander is very OP. Like, they were like, oh, what does Soldier Boy have? Let's give that to Homelander and more.
Yeah.
Like,
he's actually the upgrade.
I mean, if anything, I was surprised that he was able to, like, not hold his own, because I knew he would hold his own because he has powers, but, like, he actually looked like he was fighting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it looked like if you have a stuntman and an actual, like, army veteran or an actual, like, martial artist, like, you can see that one was trained, like, one had it in their bone. Like, you see the way if Soldier Boy was a movie star, the way the rest of them are movie stars, I think Homelander would have killed him a long time ago. But Soldier Boy is an actual, like,
he's trained
army person. He fought in World War II, he fought in every other Gulf War, all the wars. So, like, you could tell that, like, even with Butcher, when Butcher and Homelander were fighting, you could see to Butcher's eyes that, like, this is, like, a guy who grew up in, like, London pubs. And, like, after, like he's a football hooligan. Like, you could see the way,
he was
like,
loving it.
He knew the fight he was
He's
doing.
a hammer. He's a West Ham. Yeah.
He's a West Ham
Burns.
you know, West Ham fan. Like, when I live in Stratford,
Burns.
once there's a home game, you don't just stay in your house. Just stay in your house once there's a home game.
If you see him in his West Ham top, don't even say nothing to him, man.
Yeah, just stay in your house once there's a home game. No, like, but yeah, like, you could tell, like, Homelander, like, I was surprised that he could fight. But I guess once you have that power and you've actually done like movies,
Yeah.
you know how to move your hand. But you
Plus-
could see the difference with Soldier Boy, even with Butcher.
I was surprised he could fight as well. Because Homelander's so OP that he's never faced anyone of any type of level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like what he said. I know he was talking about it in a different context, but he was like, I actually just have talent. Like, am I just talent? Do I have more to me? And I think he actually does have talent. With a bit more training, probably he'd be more OP than he already is.
Yeah, but I think Ebuka and James said this when they spoke about the first episode. Homelander, A-Train, all these guys, they're just movie stars that have superpowers.
Basically,
Yeah.
They've never really had to use those powers. Like, Homelander saves somebody once every year on his birthday.
Optics.
And then maybe like a random plane crash or whatever. Like they never had to use those powers. Like, at least with Soldier Boy, with Noir, maybe I think that's probably how it was before like Stan Edgar came in. But like, I doubt the TNT twins were in war.
I don't think it was Maeve.
No, it wasn't me. Sorry, Crimson Countess. But definitely with Noah and Soldier Boy, you can tell that those guys have training. Those guys like probably did years in training, probably did years in Black Ops, and then have powers and then fought wars and all that. So like you can tell that like there's a difference. There's even like I think that's also why Homelander respects Noah a bit. Like Homelander can kill Noah. That's not like again he can kill Noah, but like he respects at least someone that has been there.
That's also why Noah is scared of Soldier Boy, and I don't think Noah is quite scared of Homelander. Because when Noah heard about Soldier Boy, like I was wondering why like Soldier Boy caused so much fear to him. But it kind of makes sense because whilst he's not all powerful, he can still kill you.
Yeah. Plus he has a vendetta.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, we're running out of time. Let's quickly talk about A-Train. So A-Train exacts his revenge. He finally runs in this episode.
Finally runs, yeah.
Again, I was like, I don't know, I was watching this, like everything was on loudspeaker, and like when he starts running, I was surprised. I forgot that like that was his power, and like the volume was so loud. I was like, oh, this is so nice. I just enjoyed this
I
episode
thought he was
so
gonna
much.
die, you know.
I mean,
I've been scared for time that he was gonna die.
Okay. So was it you earlier, Robert, that said A-Train learnt his lesson or whatever? Please explain to me what lesson he learnt.
What do you mean?
Didn't you earlier say that A-Train learnt his lesson?
You said something on them lines, like he's finally learnt.
Oh, what about the apology? Yeah, like I think my man's he's learnt.
Is that learning? Because it happened to him, does not like if it has to happen to.
I don't think. Yeah.
Do you know what that is? That's like the notes. You know when white men do something sexist and they put a note apology and they're like, "Wait, now let me land." Put a note apology. Like, I realized that what I said was sexist because I looked into the eyes of my daughter and my wife, and I realized that what I said is against girls. So you need to have a daughter and a wife for you to realize that what you said was sexist. Like it's like A-Train. So you need to happen to your brother before you realize that you shouldn't be killing people randomly with your powers.
Like, don't get me wrong. The way he learns his lesson is definitely 100% wrong.
But he learned his lesson. I love the fact that you're fully like on this episode. You're fully on the villain side. Like there's no like everybody's gonna be like, oh, there Robert.
Like he's apologetic for these superheroes. Like he wants to be a soup.
Yeah, it's like soup lives matter. Like
I personally wouldn't say soup lives matter after someone says black lives. No, let me stop there, please. I'm not continuing that.
No, but I mean, like maybe he did. I don't even know if you can call it learning a lesson because I feel like
it's not.
If you have to draw on it happening to you, then did you really learn, or are you just sad?
No, I think you learn because you contextualize, but at the same time you don't need to contextualize to have empathy, because I think that's what's happened. He's lacked empathy, and something has happened to him, but now he's contextualized. So he's not, from a sense, he's not an empathetic person at all. So he's never understood how what he's doing is affecting anyone else. But now that it's happened to him, he now understands people. So he hasn't learned empathy. He's learned the actual feeling of like people losing someone because the soup has lost.
Do you think it? I mean, I guess
if it wasn't his brother, I don't think he would have been angry.
Yeah, of course.
No, 100%, and that's what I'm saying. He lacks empathy, but it's now he's been able to contextualize now because it's close to home, and it's exactly what you said, Banky. Like it's like a white man saying, "Oh, I never actually understood what goes through the life of a black man until my black son I adopted told me this that happened in his school or like in his life, and now I understand. Like, no, that's trash. Like you've learned, cool, but like it's not the right way to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could.
I saved myself there.
Well, it's up to the audience to decide if you say. But no, I also think like, I mean, I guess the show had been not a redemptive arc for A-Train. That's a bit generous. But I think like an opening your eyes arc. So like it's interesting. Like, does his attitude change? Does his actions change now that like, assuming he's alive? I don't think he would die from this race. But like, does he become more discerning when he's running? Does he like not kill Robins? Does he actually become a quote unquote better person because of this? Or does he just like he's killed Blue Hawk and then now he can just move on? Which incredible way to die. Like, fair enough, A-Train. Like, I mean, fair enough that he was able to get his revenge that way. Because I'm just like, okay, well done. You dragged this man God knows how far, and you killed him. So yeah, but it's like, what happens with A-Train next 2 episodes? Does he go back to another coma for a year? But like, does he actually change? And does he go to Africa?
Does he want to go against Homelander? Does he want? Yeah, he's got so many things. But I don't know about his health. I don't know. I actually don't know where it leaves him because they said he was going to die if he ran again. So I don't know.
Well, they said it was 50-50. You either die or you don't. So it's like, what happens with him? Yeah. I mean, I don't think like, just the way the episode ended, I don't think he's dead. I think like if he was going to die, they would kill him in the episode. Like, so, and there's like no one around. Again, I can't wait for next week, man.
What Blue Hawk's actual powers actually?
So, it was Blue Hawk I was thinking of. So I think Blue Hawk is just one of those guys,
that's just strong.
Minimum strength, just strength. But like, not stupid strength, just like way stronger than the average person could ever get.
Yeah, which is interesting.
Does he fly?
What?
No.
Blue Hawk, imagine.
Yeah, because like, why's your name Blue Hawk if you don't fly? But I think the interesting thing though is, does that mean that A-Train is stronger than him? Because the way A-Train like levels him in that episode was quite like, even before he ran, he leveled him.
Like, that was the sequence. I remember I was like, oh, because this bare minimum strength. Because like the punches from A-Train are not like the flash punches, they're like actual punches, and then like the way he's carrying him, you're like, oh, this guy clearly has strength. So, which is again why I think he was also surprised when Huey punched him, because it was not like the punch was strong. It was that the punch was strong enough to actually move his face and for him to actually feel it. It's like, how did you do that?
Yeah,
I think the faces that both A-Train and Homelander pull when they realize that those guys have powers, like, what is going on? Like, I know you don't have powers. Like, I think, what does Homelander say? What did you do? Like, what did you do? Anyway.
You know that guy that can change size and he exploded in that? I nearly vomited. I swear to God.
Really?
That was peak. I swear.
No, but why gore doesn't affect me. Like, I watched that and I was like,
it gets me. It gets me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, even this. I will talk about this in a second. Even this episode when Kimiko and Frenchie are doing that fight, like when that guy is punching Kimiko in her stomach repeatedly in that spot, and you can hear the sound. I was like shriveling up. I was like the sound design was so good. I was like, oh my God, this is like so. I was like, oh my God, please stop punching this girl in this place. I clearly hurt her.
See, that's interesting because that actually affected me. But like the actual blow, I think maybe it's because in my head I'm like, oh, this is unrealistic. But like that actual punching, I was like, because I know what that feels like. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate girl, but like, you can still be disgusting. Like,
oh no, I like seeing that.
If I see a dick exploding, that's still disgusting, whether it's fake or not. Like,
that's
it's still disgusting.
Yeah. Really, fair enough. Because after A-Train dragged that guy, I was like, I paused it and like I zoomed in to actually see what it looked like.
Oh, Jesus.
Interesting.
Christ.
You're mad.
Yeah, I know, right? This is why he likes Homelander. No, but before we move on quickly.
I said he paused, he zoomed in.
Zoomed in, was like, let me see the brain.
Like, his face isn't there. That's a little brain on the road.
No, but I was saying earlier about how, like, the show told you this is who we are, and we're always going to go very out there. But then they were like, we're also going to ground it in, like, emotional beats and intellectual beats and character beats and everything. And I think that's why this episode just really works for me, because it goes out there with the orgy, which probably could have been more out there, but they probably had to cut down stuff, right? It's not like there are few things that we hadn't seen before. Like bizarrely, a lot of them were superhero stuff, right? And it goes all that. It's very far out in the sexual orgy and everything, but also like it grounds it in conversations like the one between and Annie, or Annie and Huey, or the Instagram live with Annie. It's like, this is why, yeah, we all come for like the gore and the like sexual things on the show, but like that's why we stay. We stay for those character moments, because like you can make a show where people are blowing up every day, but it probably won't be a good show, because we're like, why am I invested in these characters? Why do I care about Annie? Like, why do I care about It's for those moments, for those little emotional character moments. So yeah, I think this is just again why this show was really good. Before we leave here, we've spoken about them a bit throughout. We'll just quickly talk about Kimiko and Frenchie. I still think Frenchie's gonna die. I really hope I'm wrong. I just really, really hope I'm wrong, but I still
I
like
love
feel like,
Frenchie. I love Frenchie, man. I love Frenchie.
yeah, I just it's weird because they're almost living they're doing their own different show. Like the last, and then they come in once in a while to the boys to do a mission or something, but like they have
and then do their own thing. Yeah.
They have their own like romantic drama thriller show where like his past is chasing him and they're trying to get away. It's like Jason Bourne or whatever. So like they're doing their own show, and it's just like, we know it's probably going to intersect. Now that Nina has escaped, Nina doesn't like someone that like will go and lie down. She's probably going to come back for them.
No, 100%.
So and then Kimiko doesn't have powers, so she now realized that because the V didn't make her a monster, that she go back to the V. Because honestly, Kimiko had one of the best set of powers. Let's be honest. Like, it could have been so much worse. Like, she could have woken up with scales. Like, there's an episode, I'm watching The Boys Diabolical, the animated show.
Yeah, I watched that as well.
Yeah, I was watching the episode where
the powers that some of them lot could have.
Yeah, I was watching the episode where like apparently like whenever kids had like terrible powers, their parents would just dump them away in like the orphanage. Like stupid powers. Like there was one that like his power was just to narrate. There was one that he was most slow. So like his entire life was just moving in slow motion. Like everything was moving in slow motion. One was a ghost, just face like
one of them face was like balls or something.
Yeah, there was one that had like it had like boobs for a face.
Yeah,
there was one that had a boombox on his head, but he couldn't play one song. So like she could, which is why like she could, and she had like her powers are what? She's strong, she heals, she fight like Kimiko. Like those are good powers. I understand why you don't want them because they've done bad to your life, but like those are kind of good powers. Another thing I was thinking about, like I don't know, are they like mutants or Inhumans in the Marvel universe where like their powers are set? Like, so for example, if Kimiko takes temporary V, does she get the same powers again? Or does she get different powers? Like, is it in your body? Do you get what I'm trying to
say?
Yeah. Has it like messed up?
I guess for Butcher, because Butcher obviously gets the same power. Butcher and Huey get the same powers and take Vs. Maybe it's your powers are set. Maybe.
I think so. And I think your powers are also based, because I think we had this discussion around how you get your powers. I think your powers are based on what you're mentally switched onto, if that makes sense. So, for example, Butcher is always on Homelander.
But then won't it change? Okay, I guess maybe the first time you get...
I did wonder that as well.
I think it's based on your current mental
I think we can only know when we see someone else take 10V. And we're like, okay, this is how it works. Because like, yeah, you need to know how like... We need someone else to take 10V and like, oh, that's how they get their powers.
Because like A-Train taking V, like it just made him faster. Because it accentuated his powers that he already has. So probably Kimiko, if she takes V, she goes back to her powers.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
But yeah, I mean, I think that probably, even on next episode, the final episode, they'll come back into the main boys fold and there'll probably be like a B or C plot about Nina, and that'll wrap up. Liam, what are your thoughts on Nina? She doesn't do it for you?
Yeah. No, not really.
Fair enough. Yeah,
really.
I see you're trying to uphold your Dr. Omar credentials on this episode. You don't want to...
No. She's just there, and it's like literally, as you said, like it's like a little side mission thing, isn't it? Like she doesn't really hold too much bearing.
Oh no, not the character. I just meant, well, not like the story wise. I mean like the character, like visually.
Oh,
Banky tries to be politically correct and asking you, do you think
trust
Nina's hot?
Nah, bro. I'm melanin man.
So I'm melanin. Yeah, no, I don't know. Do you guys have any other thoughts? Anything you want to bring up before we wrap up on the show, on this episode?
Man said Nina, you know. You're cheeky. I mean, thinking you took it to me like the character. What do I think about it? Now you're telling me, what do I think about that, bro?
I was like, what do you think about her? Yeah, do you have any around Robert or something? Do you have any other thing that we haven't spoken about that you want to touch on before?
To be fair, I actually have 3 things.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, it's a list. I think one. Come on. I made notes. I'll just say them out. I think one, Cassandra is definitely tired of the deep, like, or slash she's up to something. Because after she had that conversation with him in the corridor, there was you just see the camera pan to her and like her face changes
Oh,
and she's like, yeah,
I
this
think they're
guy's.
both tired of each other. But she
the-
also has a plan.
yeah, she's definitely
always
has
had a
plan.
plan.
I think
Yeah.
she's been planning for something for time.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
she controls him, innit?
Yeah, she's a
Yeah.
puppet master. The deep was her way into. She wants the power. Everybody wants the power. Like
Yeah, but
everybody
then
wants the power.
What I'm just a bit confused as to what power she actually wants. Like,
She wants to be like.
does she want to be CEO of what? Does she want to end up having a seat at like the table? Like, what does she actually want?
I mean, I guess her plans, her ambitions could be as far back as like if the deep is Homelander's guy, second in command, then she's basically second in command, but by proxy because she can stay with. So anyway, so like she can tell him, and then if she has her own personal ambitions, she can use him to do that. If it's either political or financial or whatever, like if his book sells a gazillion copies, like so, I think she always wants the power, and attaching herself to him and then controlling him was the best way to manufacture that, like get the power and also like let Homelander like her or like him.
That's
But
true.
also be in the background, because being in the background is the best thing, right? Because if Homelander wants to kill anybody, he'll kill the deep, not her.
I know her.
So
it depends on how his mind is feeling on that.
Yeah, I don't think she wants. I mean, we'll be surprised, but I don't think she wants people to know her. Like she's not trying to be public facing and like famous or whatever. She just wants the power. And if the deep is second in command, meaning she can get and she controls him, then she can get whatever she wants.
But then her face, I feel like she needs it. She wants to get to an end goal where she doesn't need the deep.
Oh
anymore.
yeah, probably eventually.
But what does? I'm just intrigued to see what that actually looks like. I think there's definitely something happening with her. I think the next point I had was around Ashley. Like, Ashley's doing her job, man, and these guys are killing her. Ashley fully, she started giving the deep stock answers.
I think Chinedu hates Ashley, which is weird because I don't know anyone that hates Ashley. Like Ashley doesn't even. I don't care about Ashley enough to hate her.
Yeah, like
but,
Ashley doesn't even care about herself. Like she's just there doing her job.
She's jarring.
But I think when she was speaking to to A Train, where A Train was like, "What are we going to do about Blue Hawk?" And then she gives him like a publicity answer. And I'm like, bro, like this guy's on your team. Tell him the truth.
The best thing was when like he goes, I thought we got rid of the Nazis here. And she just instantly just goes into like the practice. We don't endorse any Nazis in adverts. I was like, oh, you are PR.
Yeah, like she was
a PR
proper giving PR answers. Like I was like, bro, like chill out. That's not what this is. And I think my last point, which is, please, why are we talking about Bill Cosby in this day and age? Like,
because the cause was a real man. He made strong drinks.
Soldier Boy. Like when I heard that, I was like, what is that? But yeah, I think all in all, from my point of view, that was an incredible episode. I think it took me through so many levels, and Kimiko and Frenchie, like them both being trapped and Frenchie having to choose, I think that was like probably the hardest point in that episode for me, because
I love that he didn't choose. Like I love that they showed him make him choose, and then obviously they get away, but like it just so nobody has this kind of stupid Gossip Girl drama. Like, oh, you chose that.
Yeah, because I hate that stuff. They do that stuff in Arrow. Terrible.
Anyway, CW. Liam, any final thoughts that we haven't spoken about?
I think we did, but I think I liked the fact not human side to Homelander, but I like the fact that we finally seen a way where, all right, cool, this guy maybe can actually get got. Because I know we like him as the character, but at the end of the day, this villain needs to go, man. Like, eventually, not yet, not at the end of season 3. I still want to see his face in season 4, but I want to see a way they're gonna do it because obviously it was good to see like he was shaken up. Like, okay, like obviously he's still humbled, Soldier Boy in the end, but he was like. It's good to see he can actually get touched, because we haven't seen anything like that. Even like in the end of season 2, we just see him run through soldiers, anything to get his son back. Maybe, I don't know, his son, I don't know, it might be the person killing him, I don't know, but he's not untouchable as we thought. He can get grazed.
Also, Victoria Newman, not being able to pop Homelander's head, / we're not sure if she can. I think that's an interesting.
No, I think she can, but like just not. It, like Homelander, it take too long. Like Homelander would snap her neck before she has a chance to do it.
It's interesting.
Yeah, like I thought about that a long time ago, and I was like, how long does it take? I thought you just look at them, the eyes, and
no, because we see her like she does it, like she goes into like it's difficult for her. She does her eyes roll back or whatever. Like Homelander is quick. Homelander is Superman. Like he'll probably even hear her. Like it's like, how do you do it? How do you sneak up on? How do you sneak up on him? How do you like?
I think it's interesting.
I hate the fact that he's got that super hearing.
Hearing.
Oh my god!
When she did that stuff to Annie, let's play some music. You probably wouldn't be able to hear through the music. So dumb. But I think the fact that Victoria, when she didn't roll her eyes back to make Annie bleed.
That's what she did that. Yeah, but I guess maybe because I think like to actually kill Poppy's head. Because remember when her old friend came from the orphanage?
Yeah,
she does like
back.
hands first and then legs and then like you could see that it was taking a lot from her. Like it's not something she just does like flip of the switch. So I think like it would take less time than Annie would to put up because as we've established she's like a AA battery. But Newman, it will be quicker. It will be longer than like Homelander needs to just kill her. It's like, and I don't think she can do it like from. I think she's able to see the person, right? And if you can see Homelander, no matter how far you are, he can hear you.
Yeah, true.
And he can get to you before you do anything. Like it's like so. I mean, one final thing I think was episode 4, I believe, where they satirized the Kendall Jenner Pepsi advert. That was beautiful. Also, them satirizing the Gal Gadot Imagine video on this, like, Imagine song. I was just like, I was like, this show, like, with getting the celebrities, getting like Ashton Kutcher there, Josh Gad, Patton Oswalt. I was like, this is just so hilarious to me. I was like, and then ending with like Noah just putting the words on the cue card. I was like, okay, fair enough. This show is like, okay, you guys, again, like they can't go too over the top because like they're like, we don't have a line. So anyway.
Yeah.
I think
great episode.
Well, yeah, great episode. I think great episode. I think we can wrap it up there. Before we go quickly, I don't know. It felt very weird to record this episode on a stupid episode of a stupid TV show after like the events of last week in America. So just if anyone's listening to this and you're directly or indirectly, anyway, actually affected by the decisions by the Supreme Court, like, I don't know, we can only just send our best wishes to you, and please continue, for anyone listening at all, please continue to share ways that people can help, either by donating to abortion funds or whatever. It's kind of almost weird to talk about a show about like powerful people being corrupt with power and making decisions based on other people's lives or whatever, and then you just like turn on the news and it's happening in the real world. So I'd have felt weird not addressing that by the end of this episode. So I don't know. So. Please continue to share ways that people can help and donate funds. And then, I don't know, man, this world, that country is just in a mess. Anyway, and please just take heart and continue to share resources. So thank you to my guests, Liam and Robert. I believe Herogasm is wrapping up and they need to clean up because there's a lot of sticky stuff around.
Sorry, Emma.
Shout out obviously to my hosts, my other co-hosts, Jibs, Chinedu, Ebuka. Thank you guys for coming on this episode. And then, guys, if you're listening, please, as always, share with your friends. Tell people nice things about this podcast. Please rate and review. If you haven't at this point, just look it up right now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and just rate. It's right there, just right there. Liam, have you rated this podcast before? 5 stars on Spotify. Just you can do it.
I don't watch it on Spotify actually.
Apple Podcasts. Where'd you listen? Apple Podcasts. Yeah, just rate there. Also, Apple Podcasts, you can also leave a review. So just leave a nice review.
Word to Chibu Idigo. Thank you for requesting my presence here. I'm here for you.
You don't get to give shout outs. Like, anyway. Sorry. Okay, guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for coming on. And guys, join us next week when we'll be talking about more TV shows. Probably Miss Marvel. Maybe The Boys finale in a couple of weeks. And then lots of stuff that's coming back out. Stranger Things, Thor. And of course, for all of that, I'll be joined by Oscar winner, BAFTA winner, Daniel Kaluuya. Bye, guys.
Bye, Nicola.
Oh,
Bye.
But
and that's a
Flare up.
wrap.
Which is interesting because going back to the plane scenario as well, this is me learning. Homelander could have just carried that plane, man. Like, I'm sorry.
Look, Homelander did just know like he just couldn't be asked.
Yeah,
let's not even start
he
energy
was
on
like, I
that.
have things to do. Like, these people are useless to me.